Hello, it is me again, FredRex2007 here. In today's video, I'm still going to do another video of talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters, because basically I have a lot to talk about in this video, and keep on bringing out all my thoughts and opinions out there about what this movie is, and basically what it's all about, and throughout the whole movie, is it like good or bad? Because you know, I already done a full spoiler review on it, so if you really want to see that review, if you've already seen the movie, check out my full spoiler review. This video still contains spoilers, so to those who haven't seen the movie yet, you should definitely go out and see it. It's fun to watch, and it'll definitely will be worth your time. It is definitely going to be one of those summer blockbusters throughout this year that'll just be it's going to be one of those movies that'll just satisfy you, you know? It's just fun to watch, so check it out while you still can. So I'm just going to talk about the problems throughout this movie of Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters 2019, because basically that's what everyone calls it, Godzilla 2019. And basically there is problems and issues in this movie. In my last review, I didn't put out all my thoughts about the problems, like talking about them, like discussing the problems throughout the movie. And basically they are problems. So we can just discuss that right now. So basically, just remind you guys, a quick warning, you guys are warned, because this video contains spoilers, just like the last video, so anyways, let's just get started. If you've seen the movie, just watch this video right now. So either way, let's just get started. So the problems with Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters. So basically, everyone complains about, even the critics, like basically a lot of people complains about the movie has so many human drama, because basically most of the whole movie focuses on the humans still. And let's get to the human characters, because basically the human characters, the focusing humans throughout the movie was basically some of the returning characters from the 2014 film, and the new characters in this film. So basically, you know, Dr. Zarazawa and his partner returning from the first movie, and basically these new characters, this family here, like, you know, one of the characters is Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and basically the father, Mark, and the ex-wife. And basically the parents are the family. So let's just explain about the family, because there is a backstory, and they do have character throughout this whole movie, because basically the father wants to take vengeance from his son's death from Godzilla, so basically he wants to kill Godzilla. Which is one of those things, because basically in every Godzilla movie, it has a human that wants to kill Godzilla. They just want to be obsessed killing Godzilla. It's like in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, when a scientist is trying to kill Godzilla with a black hole gun, which is just ridiculous. And basically, like clever humans like Dr. Zarazawa from the original Godzilla, trying to get rid of him by using the oxygen destroyer, which it worked, which is a clever idea for killing Godzilla. It's just using a much more dangerous weapon. But here, it just has a father that's just complaining about all the titans around the world should be dead. So yeah, he's just really complaining. He's just whining throughout the whole movie. He just wants to kill the monsters, and even his ex-wife even wants to release all the titans around the world, so they'll have a war from each other, like the good ones and the bad ones. And the other thing, like Millie Bobby Brown's character, Madison, the teenager, like she's basically just there just to see, like, just being there just to talk to Mothra and stuff, like seeing the monsters in some of the scenes. And basically they have this machine that basically just gonna give the monsters attention to communicate with them, you know? This machine in a suitcase, I forgot what it's called, just don't hate on me, please. Like, they're using it to communicate the titans. Like, they use it to communicate Mothra. They try to use it to communicate with Ghidorah, but it did not work, because basically Ghidorah just doesn't like any of that. So yeah, that is the thing. So basically, I'm trying to say, like, the family is just the human characters, the family. The father, the mother, the ex-wife, though, and Madison. Madison is good. Like, she's basically like one of the best human characters in this movie. Like, the most popular. Well, probably one of the most popular. Like, the humans, like the family, are just meh, you know? But the others, like the military and the scientists, like basically the rest of all the humans are just lacking. Because basically the lacking of them, like they don't have any character at all. Which is disappointing. Like basically this movie has a ton of human characters and they're not boring at all, just like in the first movie, because in the first movie they were just so boring. But these humans in this movie, they're not boring at all. They're interesting, and the way that they're just planning out just how to get rid of, basically following all the Titans around the world, like awakening, and basically they're fighting from their lives. Like when they're following Ghidorah, because basically Ghidorah is controlling the storms and everything, and they have to follow him, and they're checking the radar of all the other Titans waking up around the world, like in any country. So yeah, it's just one character that just wants to kill Godzilla, one character that wants to look for them, and one character that just wants to study on Godzilla. So basically, the rest of the human characters are just there, like they're just really lacking, and they don't have any character, so it's just really disappointing. If any of you fans out there really do mention that in the whole movie, because basically the humans are just there, like the rest of them, you know. And some of the characters basically has a cameo of a twin sister, because basically it's a cameo of them being like the twin fairies of Mothra, so which is pretty interesting. And one of them and she really does look like Mickey from the Heisei series. Well, I forgot what her name is. I just do not know any of the rest of the characters throughout this movie. And we have this military guy that he's just there just to begin with, just to be there, just to see what happens. Like when King Ghidorah Awakening, and he says, "You gotta be kidding me." Like, I forgot what his name was. So he is one of those popular actors around the world. So anyways, the humans are just there, most all of them are just there, and they have lacking of acting, and some of the human characters are focusing, like the movie focuses on the main characters, but the rest of all of them are just very lacking and in place, and they're just there just to see what happens, you know? So yeah, that was the humans out of the way, because basically Millie Bobby Brown and the military guy, like, those are like some of the best characters throughout the movie. And the other thing is the Titans, like the monster fights. Everyone, like, I'm really sure that every G fan is expecting a monster fight in every Godzilla movie. And this movie does have some monster fights. Like, some of these monster fights are basically like some of the best throughout, like, not the Godzilla series, but basically like the whole kaiju universe. Like, any kaiju movie, like Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, and King Kong. Like, some of the best monster fights throughout the kaiju universe. So, it's really awesome. But the thing is, they keep cutting away the monster fights. Like, it's the same problem like what happened since the 2014 film, and now it's still now it's a big problem in the sequel now. And it's disappointing. And even just cuts away until it focuses on the humans down on the ground, see what they're doing, and it has the monsters fighting in the background off screen. So that's really disappointing. Like, since the first fight when Godzilla fighted Ghidorah in Antarctica when it's snowing at night, because basically that fight just ended really quick, and it just focuses on the humans too much. And the second fight, Rodan fighting Ghidorah up in the sky in the storm. Like, that was a really cool fight, but it ended up too quick, and it still cuts away from the humans. Cuts away the monster fights and just focuses on the humans more, you know? Like, that's just disappointing. And into the ending of the climax, when all the monsters are there fighting at Boston, near to the baseball stadium, it still cuts away. Like, basically Godzilla fighting Ghidorah and Mothra fighting Rodan. So yeah, that is just disappointing. They should stop cutting away until then. If they're ever going to do it, if they're still cutting away until next year's Godzilla vs. Kong, or in Godzilla 3, you know, in any of those future MonsterVerse movies. So yeah, they just please, just stop cutting away. Just stop, okay? I know the movie cares about the humans more than the monsters, but you can just give us the monsters, okay? And just cut away from the humans. And if they were interesting characters, but they are interesting, but they're just meh, you know? And the other thing is, when Godzilla has his own good screen time, because since the first movie, he was barely in it. But in this movie, he does have enough screen time. Like, he is good. Including the other monsters, Ghidorah has some good screen time, Mothra barely has some screen time, including Rodan. Like, that is a kind of a disappointment for me. Like, basically, I like Rodan and Mothra, and they barely had some screen time. Like, they were just there until the climax in the ending when they're fighting. Like, basically, Mothra's final form, when she's a butterfly. She's just there in the climax when she's fighting, until then she dies. Which is disappointing. Like, in the first few minutes when she's a larva, until then, all the way to the ending, she's finally a butterfly. And the other thing, when Rodan comes out of the volcano, and he's following the orders of Ghidorah, and basically he's there in the ending just to get beaten up by Godzilla and Mothra. Like, basically, it's like him when it's like Fire Rodan in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, 1993. So yeah, he's just like there just to get beaten up, and he's awesome though. I still love the design of Rodan. And the other thing is King Ghidorah. I love King Ghidorah in this movie. He's probably like my third favorite design, like right next to the Showa design and the Heisei design. Because basically, he is so evil. He's like the Joker version of Godzilla's villain. Like, he is like the Joker, and he just plays with his prey, and he's being so evil. And each of the heads have their own different personality, but the left head is just being so stupid. Because everyone's putting out memes about the left head as being so stupid, and they're calling him Kevin. Which is so cheesy, you know? Like, the front head and the right head is being serious, but the left head is being an idiot, you know? He's just so stupid. So yeah, it's good for having each head having their own personality, but it's a pretty lacking idea for me to have one head just being a jerk, you know? Like, it's just being so stupid, you know? So yeah, so the monster fights, they should be better. They could be way longer, and they should not cut away so much. So that's the problem I had in this movie. And throughout the whole movie, until the ending of the movie, when it gets to the credits, they show off some of the scenes of Godzilla going to fight Kong until next year's film. So yeah, they are going to remind us about Godzilla vs. Kong in the ending of the film. Until then, you know, Godzilla is now king, and all the other Titans are bowing to him to be the new king. Because, you know, and they're going to see who's going to be the king, Godzilla or Kong. I really want Godzilla to win, or in the movie, it will just be a tie. So yeah, that was the problems throughout Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like, the characters are, most of all the rest of the characters are just lacking in place. They should stop cutting away the monster fights. And the movie is pretty quick pace, sorta. So yeah, so that was the problems of Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters, but either way, it's a fun movie to watch, and I definitely recommend you checking this out if you want to expect a really good blockbuster throughout 2019 of this summer. So you should definitely just give it a shot. It's definitely worth the money. Just go out and see it. So anyways guys, so that was my discussion about the problems of the Godzilla sequel 2019. So if you enjoyed this video, like this video, comment this video, and be sure to subscribe if you're interested in any of my content, and click the notification bells for my videos to pop up anytime soon. So have a good day guys, and have a great summer, and have a good one, and peace out, take care, and bye-bye.